or welcome back to my channel, Eden's Rose Alchemy. My name is Ashley. I am back with another video, but it is a pick a card. So we have another long form pick a card today, but we have two piles to choose from. This reading is going to be messages from your higher self. We have pile number 1 and pile number 2. They are both the High Priestess card, but both have different messages. I have at the side tarot cards and oracle cards already pulled for both piles. And if we need some clarification, I will be pulling some more cards during the reading. But sit with it for a second. See which one pulls you in, and I will see you in your pick a card reading. Hi, pile number 1. So if you chose this High Priestess card, this is going to be your pile, and here are your oracle and some tarot. So I will set it out and we'll see kind of what we're working with. Messages from pile number 1's higher self. Faith and wisdom. We have commitment. We have trust. We have finding. Faith, wisdom, trust. This is all very nice kind of energy. This feels new though. Like you haven't been able to trust, or you haven't been able to have faith. Now you're almost being nudged to kind of step outside that comfort zone. With commitment and finding, I'm kind of curious, but let's see what else we've got. The World. We have the 3 of Swords. We have the 2 of Wands. And we have the 5 of Pentacles. Okay. Well, I mean, just with these cards alone, it kind of doesn't strike me as all that surprising. If you've been finding it difficult to have faith or commitment in anything, because the 3 of Swords is quite a sad card. So coming out of this sadness, actually, before we come out of the sadness, I also want to acknowledge the 5 of Pentacles. So the 5 of Pentacles, this feels like every corner you have turned, every relationship that you have ever had, you have entered with like a full heart, and you have been fully excited to embrace this person. You're hoping to find this commitment, right? Like you have been trying really hard to tether in this energy. I think what continues to happen is you'll put your faith and you'll put your wisdom and trust. Wisdom being like, you are very intelligent, you are very smart. Every situation that you have been in the past, you've been able to reflect upon and decide like what, if there was a deficit in the way you approach the friendship, you were always able to acknowledge it, work on it, refine it, move forward. You have been ready for this commitment, and you've been ready for finding and hoping for like a trust in something, in somebody else. I think what's ended up happening, though, is a lot of people have been taking you for granted. There have been, like, maybe, I think people think when you are trusting or when you are vulnerable or when you wear your heart, when you wear your heart on your sleeve, people really take that kind of for granted. They think, oh, you're just always like this. And yes, maybe you are always like this. Maybe you do wear your heart on your sleeve, and maybe you do see the good in people, but that doesn't mean that it comes easy for you. Maybe that's just the way that you choose to carry yourself. And unfortunately for you, you have continued time and time and time again to show up for people in ways where you were committed, where you had trust and you had wisdom and you had faith, and you were trying to look for things that kind of fell into the category of, well, just things that were good for you. And you were hoping for people to match your energy. For whatever reason, it wasn't happening, like, at all. And this Three of Swords, like, it leaves you, actually, look, if you look at the visual, it looks like she's fishing. Like, she's so bummed out. She's so sad. But here she is. She's still showing up at the water's edge. She's still casting her little net, her little fishing line, and she's so hopeful that she will finally meet somebody that's maybe not going to take advantage of everything. But it's really difficult to see kind of the path ahead when every time she does this, she finds herself on a path where she feels disempowered by people, by the people that maybe she's casting in, or the people that are nearby, but it doesn't feel great. So this feels like the current energy. But what I want to do now is take this deck and get some clarification. Because your higher self is saying, what I think is happening is, this is finally going to be coming in, but this spread right here is like the current energy that you're in. How can you possibly trust in the fact that anything good is going to happen when this is sort of the feeling that you've been left with? The Five of Pentacles is a feeling of lack. Like, you feel like you're out on your own and you constantly have to try and survive on your own. And the Three of Swords talks about grief and heartache and heartbreak and just feeling like really wounded by people that you did offer your trust to. It's sad to offer people such a vulnerable part of yourself when you're not really able to receive that in return. It makes you feel like things just aren't, I don't know, like maybe you feel regretful. However, I feel still a flop in the, like a flip-flop in this energy, that now is actually the time for things to come in, and you need to base it on the wisdom of what has already happened. So the world talks about things coming to a complete end, a cycle that is finishing, entering a new era. So we have just, I know it doesn't seem like it. I know that for years probably, you have been trying to call in things that resonate with you, and you have still caught strays. You are still interacting with people that aren't necessarily, I guess, vibing with you or appreciating you, and you're kind of like, wait, what? Like, what the hell is going on? Because I thought I was past this by now. The answer is you are. I think whatever last interaction you've gotten into with somebody, or the most recent breakup that you've been in, or the workplace that you're thinking of leaving or are leaving, all of that, like, it's all valid, and that is actually the turning point of everything. Because before things were siphoning from you and taking from you, and now things seem to have a bit more direction. Five of look at side by side. The Five of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles. This has left you feeling really not great. And then we have the Knight of Wands, the Ten of Swords, and the Empress. Okay, so there's a reiteration here. Ten of Pentacles is Ten of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles, Five of Coins. Both of these cards, they're the exact same. So to get both of them from different decks, I mean, that's very significant. This whole situation has left you feeling absolutely terrible, depleted in the worst sense. Like, actually, if you look at this is a treasure chest that has been opened. And it looks empty inside. Maybe there's just a few coins left. Like, there's nothing left. And Buddy is out on his own in the cold. Five of Pentacles is not a good feeling to be left with. And neither is the Three of Swords. This feels like betrayal. Yeah, this really feels like betrayal. It feels terrible. So the message from your higher self is, stick with it. Because how... You poor thing, you poor soul, as if you even want to stick with it. Your last interaction with whatever person this was the end. The world kind of sealed the deal. This is the end of a cycle of people who do take advantage of you, but it's going to be really difficult to trust in that. I think this is kind of the message, is it's trust in the fact that it's going to be hard to trust, but you need to trust anyway, that finding this commitment, finding this relationship, it's finally going to happen for you. You just passed a test. Whatever that test was, I think it's probably realizing that whoever you were keeping around was siphoning from you, was preventing you from moving forward, was creating this heartbreak and this uncertainty. But there is still like a nudge to move forward, and we have the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands just is so exciting and excited to move forward. There's a lot of things that the Knight of Wands is passionate about. It is a reignition of passion. You know, when we have, like, just even the visual here again, it's so lackluster. It's almost like she's going through the motion of casting out her little net to see who's going to show up for her. Will anyone show up for her? Like, she doesn't really seem to think so. Because every time she has gone down this path, every time she has chosen to, you know, cast out her line, she reels in people that siphon things from her. But the message is to have faith. We have faith. But we also have wisdom. So that is what is being called back in here. Have faith that things are going to work out. But the only way they will work out, the only way you'll have passion to move forward, is if you realize why this was happening to begin with. You were allowing people into your orbit that were siphoning from you way more than I think you intended for them to. Maybe you're a really kind person and you have a difficult time kind of taking your power back, or maybe you see the good in people, but they don't see the good in themselves. So what ends up happening is you end up becoming their advocate. You end up becoming somebody for them, and they siphon off of that. Like, who wouldn't want a cheerleader, right? But that's not what we're trying to attract. We're not attracting a cheerleader. We're attracting people here that can support us in a very equal way. The Lovers. The Three of Pentacles and the Three of Swords. So again, we have the Three of Swords being repeated. These are the same two cards. The Three of Swords being emphasized twice, and the Five of Pentacles being emphasized twice just leaves me to believe that whatever you have been investing your energy in, whomever you have been investing your energy in, has not been good for you. It has not left you feeling whole, complete, or satisfied. The advice from your higher self is not to lose hope entirely. But when we see the Lovers, it makes me think in this scenario about choices. Not necessarily about fate, but about choices, about who we decide to give our energy to. I think you are giving too many chances to somebody or something. Something or somebody has already proven and shown to you time and time again, it is just not working. It is not for you. It is not something you should be thinking about, invested in, or trying to pursue. It's not an idea. It's not... It will feel very clearly like it is taking from you. So if this is something you're passionate about, and this is something that you are excited about, I don't think that this is what it's talking about. Unless, of course, you're being a little bit delusional and you're like, oh my God, but I love him or her so much. And but also in the same breath, they're completely siphoning from you. Then maybe you need to like take a little bit of a look at that. But this is a very general reading. But your higher self right now is trying to say, have faith in the fact that you will be able to make newer connections. That this is going to come in and it's going to give you this like Knight of Wands energy. Very exciting, very promising. Something that you can end up being committed to, right? Commitment and trust. I know you're going to be a little bit hesitant to start something new when you've constantly been having interaction after interaction that takes from you. But this wisdom part, you need, just acknowledge it. Check maybe what patterns are being repeated amongst the people that you let into your life. That's it. That's all that needs to be amended. I think maybe there's somebody in your life or something in your life that you are second guessing. You're like, maybe it's obvious. Maybe it's very apparent, but also maybe it's one of those things where you're like kind of hesitant to let go of. You're like, I don't know, I couldn't possibly. Maybe do that. Maybe get rid of whatever it is that doesn't feel great. Because I think, again, with the Three of Swords, this is something that's already proven to you emotionally that it doesn't resonate with you, and physically with the Five of Pentacles that it doesn't resonate with you. It's siphoning from you, it's taking from you. Your higher self is saying walk away, but please don't close the door entirely. Don't think that this negative experience is the be-all end-all because something else is around the corner. But please just walk away from what is currently not working so that higher self, spirit, universe can show you what actually will work for you. And not to lose hope or trust or faith in the fact that that is coming. But you're not going to see them both at the same time. While you're still stuck in this, and while you're still stuck in this. Three of Pentacles is solutions, it's answers. So this is coming. The faith, the wisdom, the trust, the commitment, the better relationship with people who actually have your back, who want to see you succeed. That is coming. But you cannot tow both at the same time. You cannot continue to tow your old life and your old heartbreaks and the things that siphon from you, and then also introduce new, better things. You need to cut the old with the world, complete that cycle, end it, completely end it, and then, assume this new life and these new connections with people and things and places and ideas and opportunities that support this better, larger than life version of you. Allow it to find you. And that is what I have for you, pile number 1. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Hi, pile number 2. If you chose this High Priestess card, then this is your pile. I have some cards and tarot here, and then I will pick more for clarification. We have Justice. Oh yes, you got 2 of these cards. Justice and Hope, which is kind of nice. This feels like karma. Like something good is finally coming back to pay you back. Transformation. Strength. Dreams. And confidence. Let me just connect here. All right, we've got Judgment. Interesting. Justice and Judgment. 5 of Swords. And the 4 of Pentacles. Okay. This feels like taking a chance on something. This message has kind of come up a couple of times, actually, in a few of the readings that I've had, which kind of makes sense because I'm tapping into a certain collective here, but there have been a few readings that I've done, or piles, I guess, in pick-a-cards, where there was a collective that had an idea that they wanted to sort of like go forth with, but they weren't necessarily like sure if they should. And this kind of is giving me the same thing. The dreams, transformation, strength, confidence. We have conflict here with the 5 of Swords, but it's swords, so it's mental conflict. And what I'm kind of getting from this is a sense of doubt. We have Justice over Judgment. So whatever terrible thing I feel like you may think is going to happen, it's not going to. And we have Hope and Strength and Confidence. Like this, with dreams and transformation, all of this really does feel like taking a chance on something that just feels like kind of hard, honestly, kind of challenging. And it's like an idea where you're maybe starting out at ground level, and so it does not actually feel like there's going to be anything that's too many. Thank you though. I can't take all of those. What was I saying? I forget. Taking a chance on something. Transformation. Again, in a few of the readings that I've done before, this could be something that you've already tried to do and it didn't work out before, but now it's going to work out, and you sort of feel like that's really difficult to believe. 5 of Cups. Yep. Okay. Absolutely. And the 3 of Swords. Okay. So, this to me confirms that yes, this is probably something that you like. an idea that you've had before that you've wanted to kind of pursue, and for whatever reason it maybe didn't work. The Five of Cups talks about grief. It talks about, but also like grief in a silly way, in a way that makes you feel like you're crying over spilt milk. That in the traditional tarot, we have somebody who's standing, and I think like 3 of the cups have been knocked over and they're spilling on the ground, and 2 cups are standing upright and they're full. Right now, there's only 1 cup that's actually been spilt, and we have 3 cups that are pouring into this one. This makes me feel like you've tried something already. You've already tried it. In the past, with the 3 of Swords, it did not work. And that kind of goes with the 5 of Swords. There's this conflict. There's this heartbreak. There's this, I'm not really sure if I should. So there's a lot of doubt. And so now I'm brought back to the confidence card that's really encouraging you to do this thing. And I don't really know what this thing is, honestly. But if we look at the 4 of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles looks actually very different in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith. But the 4 of Pentacles here, he looks so unenthusiastic, so displeased with this thing. Like, normally with the 4 of Pentacles, we have somebody who's balancing 2 in one hand, 2 in the other, and the scales are tipping, and so it could mean stability, it could mean something. This, to me, though, he doesn't seem very thrilled with this pentacle. He seems over it, almost like he's really tired of trying. So maybe that's how you're feeling. Maybe you're actually like pretty ticked off or pretty discouraged, but we have hope, we have strength, we have confidence, we have transformation, we have dreams. Like, this is a dream of yours. I'm pretty certain, though, that somebody's stomped on it in the past. Maybe you've shared it with somebody and they're like not being very encouraging. Maybe that's where this heartbreak comes from. Maybe that's where this feeling of like mental conflict comes in, where you're just not too sure how to host or handle any of this. But I don't want you to give up. That's not what this is. Ace of Cups. This is something that like look, this is something that actually excites you, that ignites you. Advice for pile 2's higher self, please. There's something that you shouldn't give up on, but it's understandable that you kind of want to. Aw, yeah, look, 9 of Swords. So this is the card of anxiety. This is the card of fret. This is the card of, like, oh, the worst kind of mental, and the 4 of Wands. Beautiful. This is the card of mental anguish, where you are not saying the kindest things about yourself, where people, you may be envisioning people, you know, it's kind of worst case scenario, but it comes from the mind. It's a bit egocentric, but it does come from the mind, and it trips you up in thinking it's not going to work out and nothing is going to happen. Nothing good will come of this. But the Ace of Cups implies otherwise. The Ace of Cups is kind of like reaffirming here. We've gone from the 5 of Cups, where maybe we've realized what hasn't worked in the past, because maybe we've tried something, tried to go ahead with something, and it doesn't. But it's not wasted knowledge. This is funneling into a very useful situation for us. So things are not as they seem. Things are so much better than what they actually appear to be. But it's understandable that you feel kind of hurt if this has been how it's going. The Ace of Cups, though, like, we have something igniting and growing, something that we're very passionate about and that we're excited about. Again, 9 of Swords. Pretty shitty energy. We don't like to be in the 9 of Swords. But we have the 4 of Wands coming after this. So to me, this is reiterating the fact that this is something to get excited about and also to be committed to. This is a commitment. Please don't give up on whatever it is you're trying to do. Please don't. Please, please. This is something that tells me that you need to be exactly where you are. We have the Three of Cups again. Not again. We had the Three of Pentacles, I think we had somewhere. Maybe not. I think actually that was pile one. My bad. Don't listen to me. But the bottom of the deck is the Three of Cups. So this is like celebration again, more happiness, more emotional fulfillment. I don't know if you're going to be like working with people, but maybe don't rule it out. Maybe you've been trying to do something on your own for a long time, and perhaps asking somebody else for help will be, you know, what you need in order to move forward. But I would hate to see you give up on this. Is there anything else? Let me grab something else. I didn't grab anything else for the other deck, but, or sorry, for the other pile. Rather, but, you know, I kind of want to pull from this. Justice. Wait, we already have a Justice card. I would like to show you this. We have Justice and Judgment. Like, look, we have two Justice cards. I just pulled this deck. Like, I didn't even use this deck in the other reading. I just felt called to pull it now. So the fact that we actually have a repeat, this is going to work out for you. My friend, please do not quit whatever it is you were thinking of quitting. Please do not stop whatever it is you were thinking of stopping. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the High Priestess, which, I mean, the only title cards today were the High Priestess cards. This deck is why do I keep saying that? This pile is very close to achieving something fantabuloso. I can't tell you what it is because it's different for everyone, but I need you to not give up on it because you are in your transformation era. I need you to have hope. I need you to have confidence. This has everything to do with somebody who is very disempowered, and not wrongfully so, my friend. I think real life has reiterated to you a lot that, I think you've just been beaten down. I think you've been feeling like nothing you do will work or can ever work, or the idea that you have isn't good, but it's not true. The idea that you have is amazing, and it will work out. And I need you to have faith in that. Because for the Justice card to come out once again, like, this is life finally rectifying itself, and you're going to see it tangibly. You're going to see everything change for yourself. One last card, please, and thank you. Thank you. Two of Wands. I'm pretty sure we have... Did we not have a Two of Wands? No. Okay. That was the other reading. Two of Wands. So this is finding a direction in which to go. I know you've tried whatever this is a million times over, but it clearly didn't work. It didn't work for a reason. So now when you approach it, now that you are approaching it from a different, I guess, vision or perspective, consider that when you go forward. Maybe consider a different plan of attack. And because, again, I'm sorry, I keep repeating myself, but like, this is just a very straight to the point reading. You've done this before. You've tried it a million times. It didn't work. So don't do it in the ways before that it hasn't worked. But continue to do the thing. Just do it in a different way. Maybe you need to, I don't know, meditate, step back, ask somebody else for their opinion. But there is balance coming in and there is success coming in. You're going to get your just desserts. No more struggling, my friend. Literally no more struggling. Get clear on what it is that you want, but please know that if you give up, you're not going to see this. You're not going to see the success. You need to just continue. But when you continue, change, like, not everything, because I'm not getting the vibe that everything that you've done isn't good. I think it came down to a matter of like timing and divine timing and opportunity and all that jazz, but there is something that needs to change, not your entire approach. Just maybe it is all about confidence. Maybe that's all it is. I have no idea. There's something very, very tiny that once you shift that, you're going to put yourself on a little bit of a better trajectory. Yeah. So that's what I have for you. Pile number 2, messages from your higher self. I hope it made sense. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.